Well, by the way, the original ShPTK-TVP 100 crew with the 0 skill Brothers arms are doing work. 2 tier 8 premiums, a tier 10 special, and now a tier 9 premium without the actual tech tree of Czech tank destroyers. That's crazy. The Zmije tier 9 premium Czech tank destroyer with a 140mm main gun. So packs about the same punch as a 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 Panzer IV, except more in the middle of a turret design, and the body is kind of wide and long than what you would expect out of a tank destroyer, right? But then again, large caliber gun demands bigger turret ring. It's also open top for the turret. Looks kind of like the LPT-67, the Selma, like a BMP-2 of a body, but that's a wide and long body of a tank destroyer. Might be the ratio to the street or the buildings, but that looks still pretty long and wide. It is a big caliber gun, lots of propellant and ammo in the back. Ammo racks, basically. Artillery shell into the face and you're dead. But crew of 4, the ShPTK-TVP 100 crew is doing a lot of work. And the more recent premium tanks doesn't come with the free 0 skill Brothers in Arms, right? They don't come with it anymore. So they took that away, but yeah, this thing has no armor whatsoever. But big caliber guns, and you do miss a good Panzer IV 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲. Anyways, there's not that many sniper at tier 9s for a tank destroyer with a big caliber. Usually it's the 105 doing the work, right? On the S tanks, on the Leopard Proto, yada yada. But otherwise it's assault tank destroyers with armor, like a Yak Tiger or Tortoise or the Doom Turtle. But if you like the ship, you probably will like this vehicle, even though bigger punch of the gun, less rapid firing, a little bit, compared to a rapid firing 100mm, yeah, of course. But main stats, 570 alpha for a 140mm seems a little bit low, right? Like the 140s on the Japanese vehicle seems a little bit stronger, like 600 alpha or 650 or something like that, but that's close to the 128 on the Panzer IV 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲. So you have more module damage, but the alpha is about the same. 250mm pen APCR round. Shell velocity is quick, that's nice. High explosive end of tank is much slower, but packs a little bit more punch in the penetration. And high explosive is not bad, but definitely not as good as the high explosive on the ShPTK-TVP 100 penetration. It has the alpha, but yeah, penetration wise. 14 seconds of reload without the 100% crew. Aim time's actually pretty quick. Accuracy could be better for a sniper, right? 10 degrees gun depression, 20 elevation. And the kicker is 30 rounds of ammo. That's not enough. It's like the 130 on the IS-7. Not enough ammo. Or the original IS-4 with the 122. Not enough ammo. You need about like 40-ish rounds, 45. 40 seems okay, but 45 would be great. Top speed of 50. Horsepower per ton ratio is 18. I think the ship has like 20 horsepower per ton ratio at tier 8 or something like that. This is slower to rev, but not as slow as the 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 Panzer IV or so. Traverse is alright. It's like a pseudo fat medium tank. 1600 health. No armor whatsoever, but decent camo for a tank destroyer anyways. View range could be better. Still better than S tank or the STRV 103-1-ish thing, but could be better. Radio's below average, but that's still okay by 30. It's okay. So a project for experimental tank destroyer in the 1970s. Open fighting compartment and crew of 4. Yeah. Experimental radar sights and night sights. You get rained on, but okay. Drive at high speed, relocate. I think this thing could wade through like shallow water, and the headlight is in the actual mud guard, so that's kind of cool. Have rubber shoes to facilitate the ladder. I can drive on roads. Yeah, it's paper tank. Blueprint tank, fine. It is premium, makes the bonds. Yeah, the base accuracy is kinda if. DPM's okay, right? But high tier tank destroyers usually have about 2,700 DPM at this point, or so, for tier 9 anyways. But no special gimmick. It's called the VZ65. It's hard to remember all the nomenclature or the numbering of the vehicles. I'll try, but it's hard. Yeah, 140mm main gun. It's a big gun. Yeah, DPM seems okay. Not the worst, but there are vehicles with like 3,000 baseline DPM at tier 9 already. So you're a sniper, right? You're adjusting to targets, and with a rammer, it's still not half bad. Respectable, but accuracy could be better. Aim time is actually fast, considering for the caliber of the gun, and you do have the gun depression to help, so that's good. No armor whatsoever. 1600 health seems about the same as the 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 4, and horsepower per ton ratio is okay. Not as fast as the tier 8, definitely, but turbocharger will help. Camo decent enough. And view range, radio could be slightly better, but that's fine, I guess. So basically, it's a forward-mounted 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 4 with a slightly bigger gun, but not as much alpha. No armor. Paper armor. Even the Panzer IV 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 has 50 on the hull front, I think. But this thing has nothing. 25 at best. There's nothing. You get artillery, you get high explosive. Even the ShPTK-TVP 100 high explosive rounds would eat this thing up, so don't get spotted, right? Just red line snipe across the map or base camp. On the which, it's a long body too. Yeah, cross section is pretty huge, especially when you get spotted. So artilleries will have a field day. Oof, that's a big body and a big bustle in the back of the turret. Yeah, they need to buff the ammo count. 30 is not that much. Velocity is quick though, but... Or buff the alpha damage to like 650 or something. 600 would be a little bit better than 570, right? High explosive anti-tank. Yeah, high explosive. Did they change the actual logo of the ammo thing? It looks a little bit more glossier or newer, I guess, compared to the, you know, ammo of currently, whatever. Might be new updates to the graphics, but same old concept. Gun depression is nice. Gun elevation is not crazy, right? Like the 40 degrees or 50 degrees on the 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 4 for shooting down aircrafts or something, but that's fine. This thing has the downside of the accuracy with the ammo count, right? It's not that accurate. The 0.35 is okay. It's not the worst, right? But it is getting on the borderline of crap now for a sniper, right? So you really need good dispersion while traversing the turret. Otherwise, double whammy of the combo, right? Also 30 rounds. That's a big problem if you spam too much. So I would say this thing needs an ammo count buff. Let's see how much ammo does. I think the 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 4 carries about 40-ish rounds. It's a bigger caliber gun for a sniper, granted, comparing like 105s to 100mm, right? Jeez. Other than the Conway with a bigger gun, but that's not effective. Yeah, for a sniper, it's one of the higher calibers, right? Similar to this thing without the 150, but yeah, this thing carries 40 rounds. Also about the same alpha damage, right? So the DPM baseline for this vehicle is better, not 2,500. It's not as fast, but it packs more consistent punch in my comparison. Let's see. I'm using the crew and modules, but let's remove everything. You're not wanting the top configuration with the 150. You don't need it. So I would say 128, upgraded 128 with the better engine and better tracks, no fuel mods, none of the equipments. Yeah, baseline DPM with the big caliber gun is 3,000. You have 500 less on this vehicle with the same health. Supposedly 80 millimeter. I thought it was 50 on the hull front, but yeah, this vehicle has better top speed and better engine power. The downside to it is the ammo count and the accuracy, right? Aim time is about the same, but yeah, aim time is okay. Not too much different, but the accuracy is kinda eh? Wait, does the 150 get better accuracy? That's crazy. No, it doesn't. It's comparing to the stock 128. That's why it's red. Yeah, okay. Or something, I don't know, but yeah, 0.32 accuracy compared to 0.35 is kind of the big deal. Also, having 10 more rounds is also kind of important, right? So you are faster, you are a premium on this vehicle, but the downside to it is you cannot spam too much, and this doesn't deal as strong of a consistent punch as the 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 Panzer IV. Also, the 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 Panzer IV has a garbage engine health. It's very brittle on the engine. If you do get shot, you have a damaged engine on that vehicle. I play that vehicle religiously, I know. So yeah, for equipment wise, similar to the 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲, you want rammer, turbocharger, either coated optics or binoculars, but this one's up to you. If you camp at the red line, you want binoculars, right? You can spot for yourself. And the camo does help with better camo and having the binoculars, but this is my classic setup for tank destroyers at high tier. Normally it's the OG equipments, the rammer, binoculars, and camouflage net, but since 2.0 for equipments, I gone with turbocharger. Make it go faster, right? Escape faster or getting to position faster. Turbocharger. But sniper field mods. For tank destroyers, the first one is easy. Given. First one, red herring, right? If you buff the terrain resistance, it buffs effective traverse, even though on paper you're taking a hit. It's not. Also, you're getting more health out of the suspension. Never pick this one. Never. There's no way this one will ever work. You don't. This one's stupid. Remove that from equation. Right? Always pick the first one. Better accuracy or better aim time. Aim time's already fine. 2 seconds, 2.1. That's okay. Yeah, take a hit to the aim time for better accuracy, especially on this vehicle with 0.35. Yeah, better accuracy, definitely. Camouflage after firing or view range. View range, right? You're getting spotted if you do fire, but 4% without the camouflage paint job. How much is this? 2%. Okay. That's actually, oh, well, you're getting spotted. So go outside of the view range, view distance. Then shoot across the map, right? If you're getting spotted, if you do shoot. Better accuracy. This thing doesn't need reload time, and you don't have the ammo to reload time, right? Ammo is very sparse, so you need better accuracy to make each and every shot work. Better accuracy yet again. So it feels like a decent, I wouldn't say replacement for the ShPTK-TVP 100, but it is in line to what it does, just a bigger caliber gun. I did not like the SZDV VZ50. Comparing this to the ship is night and day. This is so much more comfortable to shoot. So much more comfortable to shoot. Even the DBV, right? DBV is also good. But yeah, you need more ammo. It feels like the alpha damage also seems a little bit off. Let's see, Japanese heavy tank with the 140mm should be like 600 at least. Caliber 140, 600 alpha damage, right? It's the same caliber as a Japanese heavy tank, just the same alpha as a 128 on a 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 Panzer IV. I mean, I'll take this vehicle, right? It feels fine. If you can mitigate the actual. You could replace the rammer for gunner sights, but I want the rammer. Rammer is so crucial to DPM trade. You don't have that much DPM, right? It's 3,000 DPM on this thing too. The only downside to this vehicle is the mobility. It's not only 38 kilometers per hour top speed is horrific without the turbocharger. So you don't have big caliber sniper, right? You could play as a sniper with the 𝗭𝗺𝗲, but that is kind of weird. So dedicated snipers with a big caliber gun is very sparse at tier 9. So you don't have the alpha damage. So I just wish this vehicle has more ammo count. Slightly better accuracy would make it easy 7 out of 10, right? But there are downsides to this vehicle. Snipers at tier 9. Yeah, it's all low caliber guns. 105s or 120s. Yeah, not that much big caliber dedicated snipers. You have the caliber on assault tank destroyers or something, right? Like the Doom Turtle or 𝗭𝗺𝗲. But I like the 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 4. I just wish we had better versions of this thing with about the same DPM and caliber and other stuff. But for now, it is somewhat decent in the camouflage department. The downside to this vehicle is namely ammo count, base accuracy, and the size of the vehicle. If you do get spotted, the profile is huge for artillery shells. It's also huge for autocannons, which might be a thing. Other high explosive rounds into your face. And open top means you take a little bit more damage from artillery explosives, right? So easily knock out the 4-man crew, possibly, but you don't have that much health to work with too. So for now, if they do conquer the actual downsides to this vehicle, I think if this thing has like 20% camouflage baseline with 48 rounds and like 0.32 accuracy with 3000 DPM, that's an easy 7. Easy 7.5, possibly even 8 for the caliber, right? If you have like 3000 DPM with better accuracy, this is no question. As a premium tank, your go-to. You might even replace the ShPTK-TVP 100, but for now, I'll cap it at 6 out of 10. It's not going any higher. Downside to this vehicle is numerous, right? In a team-based game, you have more than one threat, and that is more than one light tank, more than one medium tank to spot you. And you cannot be at the front lines. And corridor maps means not that many actual sniping positions, right? All the known camping sniping position is already known. Like, just everybody knows it. You'll be blind shotted across the map on that sniping position, even by artillery at the start of the match. So at best, 6 for now. If they do manage to cover all the weak spots of this vehicle, then easy 7.5 or 8, right? But there are limitations. DPM is not high enough compared to the 𝗭𝗺𝗶𝗷𝗲 4, as well as the accuracy or the ammo count or the alpha damage. So it's a big caliber gun, but doesn't seem that scary per se, right? I mean, if you do face the common tiers of tier 9s across the board, then fine, that'll be fine. But if you face like tier 11s, then Jesus, you run out of ammo pretty quick. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.